we've changed the battery, so we should be good. Just to further enhance, here's the...
This is a sphere. This is a green adventurine sphere. And the nice thing about spheres is that they send healing energy out in all directions in a uniform way. That's another interesting thing about stones is they come in different shapes. There's pyramids, there's cubes. Spheres are really nice though because they just send energy out in all directions, all sort of like at the same time and the same length.
Which is why we use spheres in the Weird Willie healing.
Yeah, and this is a very healing stone, green aventurine. It's good for physical healing. It's good for earth healing. It would be good just to have in your hand if you want to help heal a location. You can just hold the stone and just imagine that healing energy going out and bathing everything around you in that particular healing energy. Different stones have different energies. Green stones tend to be very healing because they're associated with the heart chakra, heart energy, which is love and just general well-being.
And the rose quartz too is very good at different level, like different vibration, but still those are the two really good stones that we use quite a bit. And I like the way you said shape because shape does affect how the energy flows.
Yes. Pyramids, it's like a laser point. That energy is just shooting out of that point from the laser. A cube is more like a grounding, solid, steady, kind of stable sort of energy. A cube isn't something that you can knock over. So it has that really strong, almost a rigid sort of unmovable kind of feel to it. So yeah, different shapes, different... I'm just trying to think of some of the other shapes as well. I mean, there's the platonic sols, which we don't really have time to get into here. But yeah, I like spheres the best. I totally agree. Because they have sort of like an all-round, no pun intended, all-round sort of like usage. You can use them for so many things.
Well, and of course, I use skulls, and you've seen the skulls that I use, which is also because of the round shape of the head. It sends energy out very similar to the way the spheres do, but different type of energy, but still moves in a very similar way, which is why I like them so much.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things, when we flip around, that we'd also like to to stress all the things that we've showed you, the smudging and the books and the stones. Here's the shocker. You don't really need any of them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But the reason why we use them and why we encourage you, if you've never done any of this, to use them is it helps you to focus.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main, like a lot of, if you have a very vivid imagination and you can see what you're thinking about, like if you like when you meditate, and meditation could be anything, you draw the light into your head, you see it coming down, you see it coming into heart, you see it going down. Some people have a very hard time visioning that, and their heads are so busy that it's kind of hard for them to do that. They're drawing the light down, then suddenly they see fireworks and flowers going, and that's like their mind goes. So sometimes you do physically need to have something
to focus or concentrate on
to bring you back.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There was an important thing also.
Well, it also helps to. I think it also helps to enhance the energy.
Oh, yes.
Because it collects the energy, and then and there's just like a way for it to. Oh, Valerie had a way of putting it. I forgot what she said now, but it was something about enhancing the energy was not really the word I'm looking for, but it's just a way of. I guess just. No, I'm not. My mind's a blank. I'm not getting the word.
Let's talk
it's
about
like a
what
focus.
we were before.
Yeah.
When you have a stone, you want to make sure that you clear it sort of the same way that you do yourself, and it's also called programming, because this stone, who knows? It could have had dynamite blasting it out. It could have had people, in markets, fighting back and forth who's getting the stone. Like, we don't know what this energy. What was in it before we got it. So it's good to make sure that you attune the stone to yourself. So we have, the one thing that, like, Charlotte's going to say her little thing, but the most important thing to remember is a qualifier, and I'm not sure if I'm using the right word, but if you know the rain, rain, go away, come again another day, little Lily wants to play, whatever the word is, the reason you say come again another day is because you don't want the rain to go away forever, have a drought, and everyone dies. You want to do the same sort of programming with the crystal, add something in there. You may want to say, for healing purposes, but then you also want to say in a way that is right and perfect for the person or situation. Because sometimes the person that you think you're trying to help, that's not the type of energy it needs. Like, you don't want to say specifically, he has a heart murmur and I want to fix that, because the problem may be something else completely different, and the heart murmur is actually the effect of what the other thing is. So you don't really know. So we have a general type of clearing that we use. And do you think you could just show sort of, you bring in the light?
I mean, what I usually do is I often do Reiki. Now, to do Reiki, obviously you have to take a course, so I can't really show you how to do Reiki. But one thing you can do, and this is something that I learned taking a course with Valerie at Peaceful Arts, is I will just say, the stone is now cleared with universal love. The stone is now cleared with universal healing. The stone is now cleared with universal light. Thanks and blessed be. So that's a way of clearing the stone. Now, there are other ways of doing it. You can, depending on the type of stone, you can run it underwater. You can put it out in the sun. You can even put it in the moonlight. You can use the tinctures. I often use tinctures to clear the stones.
Of course, you have to be careful, because some stones don't do well in water.
No, they don't. Some don't do well in sun either.
Yeah, so you need to sort of read up and say, okay, is this a way I can clear it? But if the tinctures, that doesn't hurt. Smudging doesn't hurt the stone. And you can just draw the energy yourself. Like, when I am doing a stone, I will usually do the bringing the light to heart and grounding, and I get that energy going. Then I breathe in to heart. I send the energy through my hands to the stone, and I will usually say, something like, I clear this stone with the highest light of the one, or you could say creator, or you could, whatever word you use, to be used for healing purposes or whatever the purposes are. Then you put in your qualifier in a way that is right and perfect for the person or situation, harming none. If it is the will of the one, so mote it be. And I usually do blessed be, blessed be, blessed be, which, there's different ways of doing it.
Yeah, there's no right or wrong, but I mean, it's important to do that.
Yeah, wording needs to be careful, because you don't want to say a specific thing. I used to want to be very specific about how I was going to use the stone for that particular day, and I could be wrong. So it's better to do in a way that is right and perfect for the situation. That way, the universe knows. We don't know, but above, they know. And we have, I almost always bring in my angels, guides, friends, which are animals, minerals, like plants, anything, and elementals. They're going to be mad. I almost forgot them. It's like, are we being watched? Yes, we are. Very general things that I think everyone does need to know. You've seen the holy water that I used in Weird Willie. That's something that you do exactly the same way as you do the stones. You bless it with, the light of the one, of God, of Jesus, Mary, Kuan Yin, like whoever you happen to use. And if you don't use anything, universe, it's everything. So whatever feels right to you is what you need to do. And it kind of seems kind of overwhelming and crazy, but the more you use it, the more you get used to it. It just becomes second nature. Like, we don't, like, a lot of times we do go to places and we forget to ground, but we do it all the time without, oops, sorry. I'm a media hog. So, we just thought that there's something you need to know. The information is out there. Google is out there. Just be careful. The information on Google is only as good as the people that typed it up there. And there are there's good information and there's bad information. You know,
Well, yeah,
like everything
yeah,
else. If something sounds really weird or it doesn't sound like it's done with love and gratitude and beneficial things, or if people are demanding, you know, lots of money for something and you're thinking, well, what's going on? You know, just use your common sense. And if you don't have common sense, find a friend who's got some.
Yeah.
You know, that's, I guess, pretty much we've covered everything.
Pretty much, yeah, because it's getting a little mosquito-y and dark, and
we might have to edit this a lot. I don't know. I hope that you've learned something. I mean, a lot of talking, hopefully.
well, we showed a lot of things, and you know, we can do other episodes that focus more on maybe specifics like chakras and.
Well, it would be nice
Yeah.
if there is something that you're really curious about and you want it broken down into little steps.
Well, yeah.
We can do that. We can talk about, like, if you're living in a house and you're scared because there's something going on, we can give you information that you yourself can do. You don't need to hire a bunch of people for a lot of money. Sometimes that's a good idea and sometimes it isn't, because you don't know what kind of training they have. I know of people that have had people come in, done their thing, left, and it's gotten worse.
Well, yeah.
So you really sort of, it's one of those things where you kind of need to have a little bit of background knowledge, but don't be afraid, because fear is something that
You'll feed off of.
snowballs
Yeah.
and it'll just get worse.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid if you think there's something in your house and you're afraid, talk to it. Just say, listen, I don't know who you are, but I'm living here now and you're really frightening me. You can draw in the light, you can call your angels in, and you can ask, I think there's someone here who might need to be crossed over. I need help. Can someone help me? Don't be afraid to ask for help, because it's there. And you've seen our pictures. We go to a cemetery, we say, there's nothing here. And then we get 100 pictures.
Well, yeah, and all kinds of stuff.
So there's help. You just have to ask. And don't be afraid to ask us. Rate, leave comments, subscribe. What else can we say?
Well, yeah.
You know, so I'm Michelle.
I'm Charlotte.
And what makes you say, wow?